Remember this? I do. This has been around a really long time. Let's see what it says. What should you do if you find an atheist? And this is the picture of the atheist. See, atheists are not sheep, they're goats. And goats aren't good, I guess. And our goat friend here says, "Bah! I don't believe in anything. I'm staying home on Sunday." Okay. And then it says, atheists such as crotchety old Mr. Gruff think they've got it all figured out. But then why are they always so sad? Yes. Okay, so scrolling down here, it says, if you find an atheist in your neighborhood, tell a parent or pastor right away. You may be moved to try and witness to these poor lost souls yourself. However, avoid talking to them. Atheists are often very grumpy and bitter and will lash out at children, or they may even try to trick you into neglecting God's word. Very advanced witnessing techniques are needed for these grouches. Let the adults handle them. It's a true honest-to-goodness flyer that I don't know what churches pass them out or how these churches get them, but I've seen it before, and it's been around a long, long time. And in my opinion, it's a horrible, horrible thing. I mean, imagine if we were to say, what should you do if you find a Christian? Bah, I don't believe in anything having to do with reason or thinking. I only believe in imaginary beings. Or doing Mr. Sheep instead of Mr. Gruff. Christians such as the delusional old Mr. Sheep think they've got it all figured out. But then why are they always so sad? Which is true. The suicide rate among the religious is pretty high. If you find a Christian in your neighborhood, tell a parent or I don't know what we would substitute for pastor, or the American Atheist, whatever, right away, because they're probably putting billboards up that are, unconstitutional. You may be moved to try to witness to these poor delusional souls yourself. However, avoid talking to them. Christians are often very... trying to think of what we could say instead of grumpy. Christians are often very delusional and opinionated and will threaten children with hellfire, or they may even try to trick you into thinking that you deserve to be burned forever just for being born. Very advanced thinking techniques are needed for dealing with such delusional people. Let adults handle them. I mean, can you imagine if atheists put flyers like this out and warning children about Christians who will try to witness to you and I'm sorry, but this is just disgusting. Or what if can you imagine during World War II, the Nazis were putting out little things like this, warning children about Jewish people, which they probably did. I think this is disgusting. This mentality is disgusting, and giving this to a child is, let's teach our children to have intolerance, and let's single out a group of people and teach children to avoid them, and let's run and tell our parents when they find an atheist, so we can exclude that child or that child's family from everything because, ooh, they're atheists, they're bad people. Let's persecute them. That's basically what it is. Let's single out a group of people so we can treat them differently than everybody else and assume they're bad, evil, and grumpy people who are bitter and will lash out at children. And I'm sorry, but atheists are sad? Really? Only from a Christian perspective, I suppose, because probably the only kind of atheists a Christian deals with are cranky ones that are tired of Christians trying to shove their belief system down our throats, or having people look at us like we're wicked and evil just because we don't believe the same things they do. That makes me cranky. So yes, I suppose if a Christian only ever is dealing with somebody who's tired of having somebody cramming their religion down their throat, they might perceive atheists as cranky people. But you know what? Under normal circumstances, when you come up to us and treat us like we're just people like you, and don't invoke your religion or try to pressure us with your religion or try to make us feel like we're less than you because we don't believe what you believe, you might be surprised to find out that we're actually just the same as you. We're nice, normal people. We like going out with the kids, to the park or the zoo, or go to the movies, or have picnics, or go hiking in the mountains, or whatever. We might like to do things like paint pictures or write books or bird watch or walk the dog or whatever. Collect model trains. Atheists are exactly like you, just like everybody else, except we have to treat them like this. We have to teach our children to treat them like this. We have to single people out and tell our children to leave them alone if they're atheists because they're grumpy and they're sad all the time because they don't have Jesus. You know what you sound like? I mean, this is the thing. It's like, even when I was a Christian, I never, this kind of Christian just gave me the creeps. I was never a Christian like this. But I will say that when I was a Christian, I did hear, or I was told, that atheists were the hardest ones to convert, and that as a new Christian, you should not even try to convert an atheist. I was told that. I worked at Bible camp for 3 years, and that's what we were told at this Bible camp, that atheists are the hardest ones to convert because other people from other religions already have the magical thinking in place. It's already in them to have belief in something. Maybe it's not the right religion, but at least they believe in something. They've got the magical thinking. They've got the foundation to build on. So they're easier to try to witness to and convert. Like a Mormon, they already believe Jesus exists. They've already got all the key elements to believing, being a Christian. They even think they're Christian. So hey, but atheists don't believe in God, so that's a huge challenge. They don't have the magical thinking pre-established. You have to first convince them that there's a God, and that's not something that a new Christian or a baby Christian should try to do. I was taught that. I was never told that atheists are sad. I was never told that atheists were cranky and bitter. I was never told that they don't believe in anything. And I'm sorry, but I can't believe this flyer actually says, I don't believe in anything. I'm staying home on Sunday. I've had Christians say, well, you're an atheist. You don't believe in anything. Probably read this flyer. Atheists believe in everything. Everything that everybody else believes in except for God or gods. That's it. I'm an atheist who hasn't completely written off the possibility of ghosts. I don't know. And if there are ghosts, and then there's some kind of a spirit world or afterlife. I doubt it, but I mean, first of all, ghosts have to exist. I'm not quite sure that they don't. I would be more likely to believe in a ghost than I would in God. So, you know, but a lot of atheists don't believe in ghosts. A lot of atheists don't believe in anything at all that's supernatural. I'm kind of, I don't know, because I saw something really weird a couple times. So I haven't ruled it out. And I have a fascination with ghosts. I love watching. You know, when I was a Christian, I was afraid to watch horror movies. I was afraid. Oh my God, Satan is going to reach out from the television screen and snare my soul, and I'll be lost forever into Satanism. I was afraid to watch horror movies. Now I eat them up. I love watching horror movies because they don't have there's no fear anymore, you know? I have no fear in stuff like that. So anyway, so I just wanted to make a few comments about this flyer. I've seen it on Facebook before. It's back on Facebook again. This was on my news feed this morning, and it just angers me. I'm kind of curious to know what the comments are under this little flyer, so I think I'll read some of them. Da 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 da. There's a few laughing my asses off here. Wait a minute, I gotta find it. Okay. The flyer is almost as hilarious as the amount of people taking this seriously. This is a product of trolls. It is actually a real flyer, though. I have seen this flyer. Atheists, keepers of the good coffee, comfortable robes, and formidable beards. That's how the goat is dressed, see? So, okay. There's more comments. See if I can find any. There's got to be more than that. View previous comments. Okay, I just for fun. Just to see what other people say about this. Christy writes, I'm the happiest atheist ever. See, look at all that smiling. She made a bunch of smiley marks. Grumpy Mr. Gruff, advanced witnessing techniques? Question mark, question mark. Tammy wants to know the source. That would be good to know. But I know I've seen this before, and I'm pretty sure it's real. Jim writes, very advanced witnessing techniques are needed for these grouches. Let the adults handle them. Okay, so where are they? Bring it. Archie writes, this is disgusting. Jillian writes, I'm an atheist and I'm a generally happy person. Just because I don't like other people's children doesn't mean I will lash out at them. That and the fact that the person used Comic Sans to make this flyer just sort of proves how advanced the church is. Pat writes, weird. Romeo writes, it's kind of childish of them to resort to name-calling crotchety old Mr. Gruff grouches. They've had all day to think of better ones to put on paper, but sadly that's about all they can produce, like the Bible. Buzzing? Stuart writes, are you serious? Are you fucking serious? John has given us the site that it comes from, http://objective:4 kids with a Z. Oh no, objectiveministries.org/kids with a Z/. Okay, so http://objectiveministries.org/KIDZ/ if anybody's curious. Alicia writes, Mr. Gruff isn't sad because he's an atheist. He's pissed because they interrupted his morning coffee. Oh, Lord. Dario writes, atheists are sad because they have figured it out. You don't get the afterlife when you die. It's only nothingness for you. Who wouldn't be sad knowing such future? Probably a Christian wrote that. You know what? I'm not sad to know that I'm not going to live forever. I honestly think that it would be would be hell to live forever. Who would want to live forever? I'm not sad. I think a normal life is perfectly fine and it's enough for me. I'm not greedy. I don't need to have more of everything. Like, that's such a typical human way of looking at it. Everything. You're never happy. You always have to have more of everything. Well, I think I'm getting to live to be 80 years old is pretty darn good, and I'd be happy with that. I'm not sad about the fact that I'm going to die one day. See, Dario, sorry, I don't believe that you have given it much thought what it would be like to live forever. Eric writes, I'll take it any day, Dario, over screaming praises of thanksgiving for all eternity to your cosmic Jim Kungung. I'm going to have to like that one. I don't know how to say this name. Jeau writes, how can anyone who loves the 80s so much be so grumpy and cruel to kids? That was an awesome decade. Shame on you, 80s. Yeah, I think this did come from the 80s because that was when I was at the camp, was in the 80s, and this looks really familiar to me. Let's see if there's any other. Oh, Caitlin writes, ha ha, what a crock of shit. Sharon writes, that graphic is stinking adorable. I kind of want it as a tattoo. Michaela writes, I'm seriously one of the cheeriest people ever, and I'm an atheist. Stop stereotyping and get your facts straight. So anyway, that's it. That's all. I just thought, because the video was kind of short, I'd throw in a few comments about it. But yeah, I think that this flyer is just bad. It's a bad thing to give children, and I think it promotes hatred and intolerance. But then again, so does the religion. So anyway, just had to put my take about it. Thanks for watching if you have. Again, bye.